I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. This is the most insane thing that's ever happened to me. I was driving through Kentucky and these two kids on a moped almost ran me off the road. And I'm like, whoa, what the hell? And then they just kept going. So I followed them to see what the hell was going on. And these two kids, they stopped at a gas station and they went inside. And I'm sitting there in my truck just watching them. And then they come out with 2 big jugs of milk. And I'm like, what the hell? Why did they buy 2 big jugs of milk? Well, as I'm sitting there thinking about how weird that is, the news comes on and it says that 2 children were found dead in their home from a suspected murder-suicide. And I'm like, what the hell? That's crazy! As I'm driving down the road, I see a sign that says, "Road closed." And then I see a little girl standing in the middle of the road with a jug of milk in her hand. And I'm like, what the hell? I didn't stop because I was freaking out. When I got home, I checked the news again to see if those 2 kids were on there. And when I clicked on the article, it said that the little girl in the pink dress was the one who called 911. And I'm like, oh my God, she was the one who called for help. Here are some creepy murder stories about children in Kentucky. Part 2. This one's from a Reddit user. When I was a child, my family and I would visit my aunt and uncle's house in Kentucky every summer. My favorite place to go was their basement, which was filled with old toys and junk. One time my cousin and I were playing in the basement and we found an old photo album. It was filled with pictures of my relatives as children, but there was one picture that really stood out. It was a picture of my cousin and I as babies. We were sitting on the floor surrounded by toys. And in the reflection of the TV, you could see the face of a little girl who looked a lot like my cousin. The girl in the picture was wearing the same dress my cousin was wearing in the basement. And when we turned the TV on, the static made the image even more clear. My cousin and I were freaked out. And when we told our parents about it, they just laughed and said it was just a coincidence. But I couldn't help but wonder if there was really a little girl in the basement with us.